Kathy called the Census Bureau. Kathy, I'll let you relay the discussion so I don't misquote you.
It's called, we're going to challenge the count, which they were very familiar with. So I'm assuming that there are other villages, municipalities that are challenging. So we cannot start the paperwork till June 1st of 2011. And the last time to turn it in is, I believe it was June of 2013.
If you could believe that,
So,
we have that big window.
There's that large of a window. So we're going to start getting, we're going to have to get some paperwork together, and so we're going to have to start that. But we can't file with them until June 1st. So we are going to be working on that.
We will definitely have something to file. It should be a very detailed, well-written report, given that we got till June 5.
Are we going to be charged for them recounting or anything? What did they say? Or whatever they do?
Well, they haven't given us any answer. They just acknowledged to Kathy that this is the process for challenging it. And the way it sounded, it kind of led her to believe that other people, it seemed that they were getting quite a few challenges. So to me, I mean, we haven't gotten an answer, but if you're challenging and you can prove that something is wrong, then I do not think there should be a charge. There's only a charge when you do a special census. But if for some reason, let's say we don't prove our case, then the only other option would be for the village to later, and you can't even do it right away, you have to wait at least 2 years. You could then explore whether it would be worth doing a special census. I certainly would hope to avoid that. I feel that they should come and do their due diligence.
Any logical.
Yeah.
And just for a note, because Mike Peterson from Grays Lake Village Hall was asking this, our special census costs $50,000.
50.
So, I mean.
But that paid for itself in how many months? 3 months, 4 months?
Yes,
Yeah.
with 100 people.
Yeah.
So, and that's all I have to report.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll move on to our treasurer, Kelly.
Well, I just wanted to update the board that with everything going on in the office, I just wanted to let you know that we are up to date with the financials. We're not lagging. We're way ahead of the schedule for the budget, appropriation and that. I am starting to prepare for some other work with the audit, being proactive with that. And Roseanne and I are really learning utility billing in and out.
And we're very proud of you.
I thank Roseanne for all of her hard work with it and all of her headaches with it. And that's all I have.
EMA coordinator, Mike Benko.
First, I'd like to offer my condolences to the Powell family. I've submitted the budget to the mayor that's under review. Soon we'll be moving in to the garage area. And currently, discussions and work have begun for a tabletop exercise that will be happening soon. That's all I have to report.
Thank you.
I got one question. Were you involved with the statewide tornado exercise at all? There wasn't anything that we wanted to be involved in, or?
Testing the sirens, I mean.
I thought they were supposed to do some exercise. I thought they were supposed to do some exercise statewide.
We did at the local level.
And local, just
Some county.
county.
At the county level and at the local levels, basically all that was is that anybody that had a Starcom radio had the ability to check in to do like a directed net like Races does on the Android users. That's all that was.
Thanks.
Building official, Ms. Crayley.
Everybody's got my monthly report, and I got a call today for all the Russo equipment. I have it set up right now on Friday the 18th. I'm going over there to do the final inspection, so hopefully that'll be it.
And on that note, Russo Power Equipment is open for business. They have not advertised it. They're doing right now what's called a soft open as they put the finishing touches on and get their new staff trained. They obviously have staff running from Naperville that's training some new hires, and I'm happy to say that they've hired some people from the local areas, which is very nice. And their grand opening, you will hear more about this and see more about it in the papers, but March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, will be their grand opening. So put that on your calendars and stop in. I think there's going to be a lot of exciting stuff going on there and giveaways. The building is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful what they've done inside. And March 26th, that's a Saturday, they will be having a used equipment sale, which we're very excited about. This is an annual event that they do, and they typically do it at their Naperville location, and they decided this year to do it up here to bring attention to the new location. So we're very excited to have that here. We're very happy to receive the benefit of their sales. So, also, just as a side note, Kathy mentioned business's license. I need you and Kathy to get together. Is that going to work out for you, Russ? Can you do some inspections and deliver the business license permits, applications?
I don't know, I'll see.
Okay.
We'll discuss it.
Okay. Public Works Superintendent Jeff Gately.
Most of what I have going to report on, I just want to let everybody know about the fire hydrants that are down. The village is aware of it. We received one kid in last week. We're still waiting for 3 more. Everything's on national back order, so we don't know when we're getting these parts. As soon as they come in, we'll have everything prepared. The fire department is also aware of the hydrants that are down, so they know if something does happen that that hydrant at that address is not usable. Other than that, I'm about 90% complete with the trenching on the front pond. Basically what we're doing, since they lowered the pipe, there's about a foot of silt that has accumulated over the years. So the water level that we're trying to reach can't happen unless we get the 12 inches of silt out. So we're trenching along the west side of the pond, or the east side of the stream, kind of a canal per se, which is going to direct the water straight from the outlet into the outlet right underneath. If we do have a heavy rain event, the water can then go up over into that pond area as it sits now, but we're attempting to get it to drain back down into the little canal and out. So that hopefully, depending on what the weather does, should be finished up this week, and then we'll be working in the ditch behind rotary equipment. And that's all I've got. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, with that, we'll move on to our village attorney, Jim Rock.
Thank you. We prepared this month a construction easement that will be used to authorize the village to perform work on 3 residential properties that are adjacent to a village detention basin, or retention basin. And the purpose of the work is to correct some stormwater drainage and erosion and to restore the proper elevations. In addition to that, worked with the Finance Committee this month. We're looking at revising the village's investment policy and collateralization agreement for funds that are on deposit in financial institutions. The committee had some good suggestions for some changes tonight, and we're going to draft an ordinance that will update and revise the investment policy and that security agreement. And then also, in front of you tonight, you have and on the agenda for tonight, a new hunting and firearms ordinance that hopefully reflects the nature of the community as it has developed over the years. The existing ordinance doesn't really represent the state of this community at this time, so we think this will be a big improvement and bring us up to date in that area.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Village Engineer Greg Bruin.
Thank you, Mayor. We're going to be going out to bid next week on the restoration project for the Bush Drive homeowners. That's the goal of this project, several projects with lowering the pond, as Jeff has talked about, and basically curing some erosion that's taking place in these 3 lots on the Bush Drive area of town. So that, those bids will be due at the end of the month, and we'll be ready to vote on those at the April board meeting. As far as the motor fuel tax, we completed the field work for our pavement evaluation and maintenance study, and we're going to review that with the Public Works Department, Public Works Committee, tomorrow night's meeting. Hainesville Department Water Main Extension, we were able to secure the IEPA permit for that particular job, so we can either work with the Public Works Committee, decide if we want to go out to bid on that as a standalone project, or if we want to roll that into an IEPA loan program. As far as the IEPA is concerned, they did contact me concerning their state revolving loan program. Basically, it's a low-interest loan program. It's typically the terms are a 2% interest rate over 20 years. And right now, they're actually reviewing our project plan. Project plan was submitted about 2 years ago to them. The work would be for the Pineview Water Main Extension. There's also a Route 120 water main extension in front of Grover. There's also a North Street water main extension, which basically completes the loop from the Firestone dealership up to North Street, basically. Total cost of those projects, we've got targeted at $394,000, but at 2% interest rate over 20 years, you're looking at $24,000 a year payment. Now those, IEPA is, like I said, they're reviewing our application right now. Typically, they offer these loans in September or October. The village is not obligated to take these. A decision has to be made whether or not we're going to pursue these once the loan is offered. But we're following up with the paperwork to keep that option open. That's all I have.
It's exciting stuff.
Do you have any idea how much the water level in the List Pond is going to change because of the work that you're doing on this drive?
We're looking at 18 inches was the goal, and actually we've lowered it roughly about a foot to 9 inches with the present work, and then when Jeff completes the ditch work in back of Grower and also the ditch work at the front pond, we should get another 6 inches lower out there.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on to standing committees. Finance, Trustee Daly.
Before I talk about finance, I'd like to take a moment to recognize and thank our attorney, Jim Rock. He's been a great addition ever since he's come on board. His personality, his willingness to put in time with us, and yes, it's a paid position, I understand that, but he has been valuable to me and to my committee, to the finance committee, with his advice and his timeliness. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it. You working with us. The big thing was, for the Finance Committee, is I presented a balanced budget to them tonight. It's taken a lot of hard work from all people involved because there was cut, but it is balanced. We will have it presented to the whole board the first meeting of April, and if all goes according to plan, there will be a public hearing and the approval of the budget in the second meeting of April, which will be a great step forward for us. It'll be the first time since my election that we will have the budget turned in and approved prior to the end of the fiscal year, and that's been a goal of myself and the committee this year. So thank you, committee, and we'll keep working at it.
Yeah, and I just want to thank everyone. I know everybody's gone over their budget and cut back, and everybody really stuck to the timelines pretty much. So thank you all for your hard work. Okay, we'll move on to Public Works. Trustee Walkington.
Basically, tomorrow night we have a Public Works meeting. Tomorrow night is our regular scheduled meeting, and we are working on a timetable for street repair and stuff that currently looking at to see what kind of, how much we have to do and how much money is available. Instead of getting as far behind as we got before, hopefully we can keep on top of it from now on. So.
And have an ongoing schedule.
Right. That's all I have right now.
Okay. Public Safety, Trustee Barrow.
Two things. We've got spring coming, which means, of course, severe weather. And I'd like to discuss with Mr. Banko the possibility of us doing some type of severe weather educational program to be published or put it into a handout